I'm gonna give you an engine low to the ground. That'll give you 30 to 40 more horsepower. I'm gonna shave half an inch off you and shape you like a bullet. And when we get you primed, painted, and weighed, you'll be ready to go out on that racetrack. You hear me? You're gonna be perfect.
All right, Olivia, I gotta say, I'm pretty proud that you were able to build this. Would you say you built it? How much of it do you think you built, percentage-wise?
95.
95, I think so too. I think I just probably put maybe
6 screws.
Yeah, I probably started a few screws for you, but it was fun. I think it was a good learning experience. Were there any times that you thought I was losing my patience?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. You're like, no, this goes here.
Yeah.
You put that on backwards.
Well, you know, I think sometimes too what happens is we took there was a long time in between starting and finishing. So I think that was part of the thing where it's like I didn't want to lose any parts or anything like that.
Yeah, you were
Yeah, because there's not a bunch of parts to go out. Well, we're going to talk, so like this part here, we were talking about kingpin inclination and stuff like that. So it was a cool learning part, but here's the next part and you'll learn some more about the buggy there. So measure 5.
It's 3.9.
Nope, the other way. Like if it was a tire.
Pretty tight.
Yep, like that. Yep. So what is that?
Measure it.
So see these? Make those skinny and go on the inside of it.
What do you mean?
So see how make it smaller. Nope. Closer together. Keep going. Okay, stop. Now see if that will fit over it like a ring. Go smaller until it fits over it. Keep going. So that's 5. Okay, so now we're on, you've gotten quite a far ways doing the front end, and you've got the rear partially done. So now what we're going to do is we're moving on to the diff. And we're going to do something a little different. So this shows it has a 4-gear diff. And what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate one of these bars with this. And it is a 2-gear differential cross pin set. So do you remember when we were talking about doing this like a couple days ago, do you remember why we go down to 2 gears instead of 4 gears?
Because it makes the car go faster.
It does make the car go faster, but do you remember why it makes the car go faster? This is like a speed secret.
Not exactly.
Okay, so when you have weight to anything that spins, right, is it harder to spin it, harder to turn it, or is it easier?
When it has more weight.
When it has more weight, right? So what we're doing is we're making this whole gearbox go on a diet. So instead of having 4, it'll only have 2, which will then do what?
Make it go faster.
It'll make it spin faster, yeah. So it'll have less like force or less wear and tear. Wear and tear, but like less. It'll take less energy for the motor to spin the gearbox.
And the battery will last longer.
The battery could last longer. All these things come into play. Last summer, Dalton had a race where it was like 100 degrees outside, and the battery at the end, it was actually like 140 degrees on the turf. Yeah, it was super hot on the carpet and the turf.
I remember that picture. It said 160.
Oh, it was hot, and that was right on the turf surface. So any little bit will help efficiency. And at the end of his race, there was a big triple that he was making, and at the end of his race, it kept on. Like you could see it was called battery fade, where your battery got hot and it got less and less juice on it. And so what would happen is that he couldn't make the triple anymore. So theoretically, it's going to be a tough to see that big of a thing, or that big of a difference. But with that 2-gear, it'll be more efficient. So what we're going to do is, this is the new B7 gearbox. So we're going to go through and build the gearbox. It's a little different than the B6. So it'll be pretty cool to do that. So
Like a G6.
like a G6, yeah. It'll be a little bit. Oh, we'll have to make that sticker for your car because yours is a B6. We'll change it to a G6, an OMG6. All right, let's get to building. All right, so I thought it was pretty cool that you got to learn about some of the things like how to read the calipers, and the word I was trying to talk about was actually rotational mass, meaning how much weight there is that you have to spin around, but that's a big word. But
Yeah.
so it seems like this is your favorite part, doing the gearbox. I don't know.
I like sticky stuff.
Yeah, you like all the grease that you put in it and things like that. What do you think of the diff fluid, the real thick stuff?
That was super thick. It's the thickest stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was pretty thick, and you had to do it twice because we did it with what the kit had, and then we read a setup sheet, and I think
we had to pour it out.
Yep, I think it was Aaron Brooks' setup sheet that said to try 200. So we tried 200, and I was surprised how smooth 200 ran still with the 21.5 motor, but I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was cool too how, you got to like learn a little bit more about what goes into it, and I thought it showed a lot like when you were fixing your own car at the racetrack, and when you could take his car and fix it. Do you think that working on this helped you fix your own car?
Yeah, I mean, my car's different. It helped me fix Dalton's car because obviously I built it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it helped with my car too.
Was it neat that like we were talking about the night before his first race with it? Was it neat to think of that if he did podium?
I built that.
You built it? Yeah.
He has to give me credit.
He has to give you credit. So when he's older and he's doing interviews and he's taking his hat off and showing his different sponsors and all that kind of stuff like a real NASCAR.
He'll say, and Livy made my car.
Yeah. Yeah. The crew chief, Livia. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I thought it was a cool process. I can't wait to I think down the road, once you stick with it a little longer, we'll probably get you your own buggy that's a fresh kit. And then that way, do you want me to build it or do you want to build it?
I want to build it.
Okay. So, all right. Well,
now I'm building my car.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty cool. I think it's neat that you get to do that because I think showing that, I mean, at the time, you've had a birthday since, but at the time you built this, you were 11. Yeah. And it's cool that you could build something so technical. And I thought it was cool, like, you started learning things about, like, setup and stuff from people at the track. Like, when you were talking to Mr. Dunn about the setup and what degrees, what your wheels need to be at and things like that.
By the way, this was harder than an 18 and up Lego set.
Well, yeah, I know. You just built one of those, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So what do you think? Do you think your favorite part was the diff or like the gearbox, or what do you think your favorite part was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything sticky.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I'm proud of you. I think you did really good on it. Obviously, I think it shows that with how he finished in his first race. And, I think we got to give credit to a lot of the people that we were out there learning from. Me and you were both learning a lot, watching videos and talking to people at the track. So on to the first race. So this was actually the A main. Dalton just started second. He's a red, white, and blue with the white wing. Just clipped the pipe there a little bit. The guy up in first, awesome guy. They've been battling all season, and Dalton's been learning how to stay patient and know when to pass. Before this race, we talked about where to pass, and we said right here would be a good place to pass, and the other part of the S-turns would be a good pass. But on this straightaway or on the back straight, probably not the best. So he said right here would be a good place. And he opened up and Dalton took it and he clipped the pipe. But it was still all right. I mean, he was kind of he's on the, where is he? He's in the top part of the screen right now coming down. He was battling Lorena, and it was awesome. The battle was really good. And you'll see later on in this race how they were going back and forth. It was super cool to see that happen and super cool to see all the patience from the drivers. They've come a long way in this season. So right now he's trying to get his way back. He's in third. This was a good race for him because it taught him a lot of things. It taught him patience and it taught him a little bit more of racecraft. He's been learning more and more every time. So here he was starting to reel her back in. She's in second, he's in third. And he's battling and kind of just waiting I was, telling him to be patient, and I felt like I could hear the Jaws sound or music in the background. So he's looking here, finds a little spot, and he backs off. This was super smart. Clipped the pipe again, but he had a faster car, I think. So, and he just went full commit here. So this was a great learning experience. So right there, it was interesting because right there, it looked like he made contact with her, and the sportsman thing to do is to wait and let the car catch up or give the car back position. And it was a good learning experience. After I looked at the tape and zoomed in and all that kind of stuff, I think he didn't make contact, but it was a teachable moment. And so I think that was good for him. And, I think he just had a really good line there, and he committed, and it's just learning on both sides, both the drivers. So he just took, where is he? First place is coming up, so he's in second. First place is right in front of him right now, and they collide. And luckily, he stays on all four wheels, and first place flipped over. So he took first, and from here on out, I was just yelling at him to hammer down, and he did. He was carving the track. The B7 was super awesome. It was probably, we've been racing his B63 for a year now, a little over a year, and we were just getting it dialed, and now, first race out, it was dialed. And, it's a big thanks to Olivia for building it the right way and being patient with the build and making sure she did everything right, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, so to speak. And, he found good success here. So that was it right there. Took first. Here's a closer look at some of the passes.